Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today we are continuing this series I've been doing where I take an upcoming Doctor Who The Collection box set, and I basically talk about how I would do the art if I had the talent to do the art and I was the one in charge of doing the art for these sets. And today we're going to be talking about Season 1, the very first season of classic Doctor Who, with William Hartnell's first Doctor. Now, for the front cover, there's several different ways you could go here. One, I think you don't use much color at all to kind of give a nod to the series' black and white origins. You just have a little different color in there and leave it primarily a whitish color with just a little color in the background and maybe a little bit of color for the logo. You could do that. Or I think you go with red or yellow, because I really think all of the first three sets, I think, should stick with the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. And we have that light blue for Season 2, which looks really good. So I think Season 1 or 3 should be red. One of them should be red, one of them should be yellow. I also think red or orange could work for Series 3, so you could do yellow for Season 1. But I think of yellow or a light orange more for Season 3, and I think more of a red for Season 1. Now, I'm not sure what shade of red. Maybe not as dark as, like, say, the red I want for Season 7, which is a dark red, like for representing Inferno red, like the intro to Inferno red. Maybe a lighter red, but I definitely think red would work better for it. I definitely think the Doctor needs to be dressed up like he is in the first episode of An Unearthly Child, when he's wearing the hat and the cloak and he's got the cane, when he's all bundled up for the cold, basically. I think you gotta have him in that. It's such an iconic outfit, and he doesn't really wear it much, and everybody knows it when they see it. I definitely think that's what you need for him on the front cover of Season 1, and he should be holding his walking stick, because he is holding his walking stick in that scene, if I recall correctly. So he should definitely be holding his walking stick. Maybe have a little smile on his lips, like he thinks he's the smartest one in the room, like he kind of does when he first meets Ian and Barbara. I definitely think that would be the way to go with that. A little bit of a smile. Get that covered. Villains on the front cover. I think you could have a caveman on there from An Unearthly Child. You definitely need some Daleks on there. I would like more than one Daleks, because it's called the Daleks, plural. So like maybe two Daleks, one kind of right here and one kind of right behind him, with their eye stalks going in different directions. My sinuses are acting up. So I definitely think multiple Daleks like that. I don't really think you need anything from Edge of Destruction. It's kind of hard to think of something to put on there. And with 8 stories, we've got plenty of villains anyway. Marco Polo. I think it's the one guy, I've watched the 30-minute cut down, but only once. The one guy who's kind of turns traitor at one point. Got all the facial hair. I don't know his name. That guy, I'd have him on the cover. I think for Keys of Marinus, maybe the divers. The people in the diving suits are in it. I think I'd have them on there. Or else the lead guy, who's the bad guy at the very end, the one who killed the guy who was in charge and put on his outfit, him maybe. For the Aztecs, Daffodil, I wrote the sacrifice guy. That's what I wrote here, the sacrifice guy. I don't know his name, it's just the sacrifice guy. I like the actor playing him too. I know he plays Ash in Colony in Space. Good actor. He just has so many, like, facial expressions in the Aztecs that so many of them would just be perfect for, like, the cover, the villain cover of a box set. So many snapshot pictures of them. I'm just like, that guy's gonna look good on a cover of one of these. I guess for the Sensorites, I haven't seen it, so I don't know if they're good guys or bad guys. But regardless, you could put them on a cover, to sometimes characters that aren't villains end up on the cover, like Alpha Centauri did. So you could put a Sensorite on there. And for Reign of Terror, I just wrote French guys. I wrote French guys. I mean, you could have the jailer on there. You could have the guy they're basically overthrowing at the end. the one that gets like punched in the mouth or shot in the mouth or whatever. You could have him on the cover. So just a couple French people, a couple French soldiers, whatever, on there to represent that. The back cover, I think you do Edge of Destruction. I know season 19 kind of did the heading back toward the Big Bang, but I still think it would work here, especially since they're doing the back cover kind of more elaborately now. Having the TARDIS hurtling back toward that, I think that would look really cool. For the flap, I think you do the Daleks, the TARDIS outside Skaro. That way we can get a nice shot of Skaro with its, you know, petrified forest in glorious color. You could even use some of the colorization from the, from the movie, from the 1965 movie, just as a kind of nod or homage to the Cushing films there, if you use some of the same colors they do. I just think that would look cool and creepy, and I would love that for the flap cover. For the booklet, there's a couple different options. You could do a kind of a collaboration booklet, kind of like season 2 did, where it pulls from different stories. Or the way I would do it, you could either do the Aztecs, and I think of that piece you make Barbara the main focus, because that very much is a Barbara story. You have her kind of in the center with everyone else around her. So you can do some great artwork with the Aztecs there too, with Barbara as the focal point. Or you do Marco Polo. That would be a great way to represent Marco Polo on this, because we have behind the scenes production stills and stuff from Marco Polo, and a lot of them are color shots, and you can see what a grand production that looks to have been, and the beautiful outfits a lot of people are wearing, the great colors that were used in it. I think that would make a really nice cover for the booklet too, you know, representing Marco Polo. That would be really nice. For the interior of the TARDIS, I'd like them to do it in black and white. I know season 2, the TARDIS interior part is in color, but I'd rather it be in black and white for series 1. The disc art, I'm not going to go into as much like I normally do, because the disc art is probably going to be very basic like season 2 was, which if you had season 2 very basic, you should have season 1 very basic. I've always found the disc art for season 2 to be the least interesting, because instead of the way they're normally done, they really do just kind of look like snapshots, you know, taken and put on disc form, which again fits for the 60s. There's nothing wrong with it being in black and white. It fits. It's just not as interesting. And I think season 1 should stick to that. It'd be weird for season 2 to have that, to have it normal, with black and white photos basically on the DVDs or the Blu-rays. I guess that's what I should be saying, the Blu-rays, in season 1 to have more updated ones. So I'd just kind of stick with that. And of course, the back picture, I just have Hartnell as the Doctor, just like season 2 is. And that's really about it. I think that covers everything. I think it should be an 8 or 9 disc set. I mean, there's 8 stories, so you could do, you know, a disc a piece, or if you need a bonus disc, you could have a 9th disc, you know, make it the same size as season 2. Plus, it is the original season, so you might want to do some extra stuff for it that gives it an extra disc. So 8 or 9 discs for season 1, I think will work just fine. I don't think they'll animate Marco Polo, so it'll only need the 1 disc. They'll probably just do telesnap reconstructions, and I'm sure they can put something together for episode 4. And then, of course, Reign of Terror has had its 2 missing episodes animated, so I'll probably have telesnap recons and the animations for that. And there's still only 8 episodes that'll fit on 1 disc easily. So yeah, 8 or 9 disc is what I would do. So that's how I would design season 1, the original season of classic Doctor Who. I'd like to know what you think of my ideas and what you would do. So comment down below and let me know. Other things to do. Don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button and the bell for notifications so you never miss out on another video. I am currently trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and we have crossed over 900 recently, so I definitely appreciate that. It means a lot to me. It's been really fun watching the channel grow over the past couple years. Really exciting. I also have a Patreon. It's been fun watching that grow as well. If you would like to contribute to that, there's a link to that down in the description below. Several different tiers to look at and choose from. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Stephen Crane, Colin Coney, and Finn Perkins. I do appreciate their support, as I do the support of each and every one of my patrons on Patreon. I also have my P.O. box down in the description as well, if there's anything you'd like to send me to look at and review. And a link to my Amazon wish list is also there. Most importantly, though, Thank you for watching.